Where do you think the contact with the aliens came from? When did that start?
You know, I'm not going to get into it.
I need to hear about aliens.
I know you already know all this, Joe.
Hold on a second.
It's always...
But I want to ask you this because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right. We're in contact with aliens.
Like what kind of shit?
Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. This is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns when they show you who they really are.
Damn.
They're bad aliens.
I'm with you.
AI is alien.
Like a robot?
Yeah, they're like robots coming to kill you.
Jesus Christ.
The chimeras are alien.
And there's a hive mind sort of thinking to a lot of it.
They want the organs. I swear on my kids I told you the truth about that.
I believe you. I believe you.
They're coming after everybody else. It's a breakaway civilization, dude. We don't know what they got. Joe, they're control freaks.
Well, everybody's a
That's why I'm so
freak.
glad you're in the fight now. These guys are on stuff that like nobody even knows.
What do you think they're on?
Stuff they've been given.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
You know, there's like armed guys with machine guns.
That is a group of people that were obsessed with combat.
About the most fearless killers there are.
You think that's from their heritage of war?
I mean, it's just like, it's mental illness, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Microphone is in fact working. Let's get started, shall we? Welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is Green Leader, and tonight, trying to beat the last boss of the DLC. And I got really close. I got really close the other night, and just unfortunately was not able to get it. I was one hit away on that last one. And yeah, so I was having a fun time with it, but it's a fun boss fight. It's actually not bad. Just for whatever reason, it just, yeah, causing me pain. So in the meantime, one thing I forgot to do while that was running was I was supposed to get the Dark Souls game feed set up. There we go. I hope you guys are all having a fine Monday evening. Hope you guys survived the first day of the week, and guess what? We're now done with it. We're through. We can now actually be focusing on the rest of the week. Worst day out of the way. So let's go ahead and get loaded up in the meantime. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Vaping it, what is going on? Every day is Tuesday. Sure, that's how some people can take it. That's absolutely true. Other people might disagree with that, but yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys are. Hope you're doing all right, vaping it. Hope you're having a fine day. Yeah, let me. Now that we're actually in, let me just go ahead and turn down the music just a. Oh, I will say that is this is actually excellent boss fight music. Get it just there we go. Okay. If anything is too loud or too quiet, please let me know. Also, let's actually switch over to the game scene, which is not using the right feed. There we go. There we go. Now we're in. I'm working on tax stuff again, and since of people passing, it's actually a cliche today. I don't know what that means. Since of people passing, it's actually a cliche today. Who died? I know Val Kilmer died recently, but was there somebody else? Death and taxes. Absolutely death and taxes. This is true. The two things you cannot escape in this world. Death and taxes. 100% true. If somebody passed in your own life, I'm very sorry to hear that, vaping it. Unless you're talking about somebody else. My father, but still has ripples into this year. I'm so sorry, dude. I am really sorry to hear that. That is very rough. So... yeah. So I hope my condolences go out to you, man. Because that's yeah. It's very rough indeed. On another note, I try to make it funny. I'm sorry. Thank goodness I needed somewhere to hang out while I'm doing busy work. Minigames in Majora's Mask. Nice. Very nice. What minigames are you working on in Majora's Mask? I'm trying to remember what the minigames were in Majora's Mask. I gotta tell you, I have not played that one very much. I owned it. I played it quite a bit, but I never really got all that into it, personally. Okay, so, I was doing a little bit of research, by the way, offline, as to what the dragon does, and he actually does not do what I thought he does. He actually does magic attacks, not fire attacks. And so, actually, when I went for the magic defense, I was actually doing the wrong thing. I need to be increasing my magic defense the most, and so I need to actually change that. The shooting games, nice. The shooting galleries are always fun in every Zelda game. So it always sounds dirty to me. Yeah. Pray for me. The Majora's Mask shooting galleries suck. Yeah. Like a code name for panties. Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay, so I need to start figuring out what's got the best magic defense. And to be fair, the Crimson Robe is actually not bad at all. But I think I have the best one, which is the Channeler's, or at least the best one that I don't have to upgrade, which is the Channeler's Robes. As you can see, it's already up by quite a bit. The only issue is that it is going to make me heavy. Heavy as hell, if you will. So I'm going to see just how bad it's going to get. So there's the Channeler's Robes. We're going to go with the Channeler's Gauntlets. Gauntlets of the Channeler. Surprisingly not better than what I've already got. It's better lightning defense, but not necessarily, and better physical defense, but not better magic defense. So we're not going to do that. Let's look for the Channeler's waistcloth of the Channelers. Again, not better magic defense. That's rather interesting. Hold on. Yeah, it's about the same. Okay. How does this compare to the Crimson Robes? If the Crimson Robes are better, I'm just gonna... Yeah, the Crimson Robes are better. Holy crap. What about the Crimson Robes here? No, that's worse. So that's actually better. Okay. Actually, the Witch's Glow... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to look through these individually to see what's what here. Remember, I'm looking for magical defense. So let's toggle the display here. Oh, and of course, I have nothing on right now, so really can't compare all that well. There we go. Okay, so we go up to the top here. We're looking at... I don't know if you guys can even see the mouse on my end, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for this magic defense. It's the third from the bottom. We're looking for anything that's going to be blue compared to what I've got, which is the Crimson Robes 5. Which has 51 magical defense. And this is where a nice sorting feature would have been very nice. But the game does not offer you that. Oh! Hovel. Hovel's armor is the only one that's better. And it's marginally better. Okay. There's that. Mask of the Child. What do I have on me right now? I've got the Stamina Ring. I might... Oh, hold on. Actually... Which of these... not chests, but the shields is actually the best magical defense? That's the next question. Why literally none of them? Okay. Maybe I'm looking... There we go. Okay. There we go. That's what I was doing wrong. You are not the Captain Algorithm. Or now. Why hands why? Right. I really wish they would give Majora's Mask a proper remake. Yeah. I wish they'd do that for my brain. And sorry about smacking the mic. I wish they would do that for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Like, the N64 Zeldas were amazing. I would love for them to do a proper remake of them. I I'd love for them to do a remaster of Wind Waker, and I think they did. I think they did a Wind Waker HD, and it's on the Wii U. I don't want to have to go to the Wii U to have to play the game. I think it's dumb. Wow, the magic defense is actually kind of crazy. 65. 65 on that one as well. $80 on that one. That might be the shield right there, the crest shield. How are we on the grass? Where's that grass shield? $42. No, we're gonna go crest shield. Yep. And then I'll stick with this one. Even though it's not great, I'd rather deal with that than anything else. So let's keep looking for 7 seems to be the high. Actually, let's do that one and then keep looking. 229. Careful what you wish for. I could understand some of the crap remake strats like that if they still sold the hardware to play it with. Otherwise, it doesn't even feel like it works on paper for them in any way. Maybe. I mean, they've sold like remasters for other systems and whatnot. 30. Where's the Crimson Gloves? Did I already? Yeah, I did. Okay, we're gonna go Witch's Gloves. 230 right there, and then top. $248 for my Crimson ones. Well, it puts it up to 248, I should say. Okay, that's it. That is the best magical defense outfit that I've got. Okay. Hopefully this will do it. We never had the sales numbers, and most people appear to have destroyed all their hardware too quickly, which is why it faded out. How do you mean by we didn't have the sales numbers? You mean as in the game sales, or you mean as in the hardware? Because the hardware sales did well. The problem was that their game sales weren't that crazy. You know what I mean? Their game sales had some real problems. And I've complained about this quite a bit from time to time, is that, you know, everybody, and don't get me wrong, dude, the system sales, from what I understand, like, it was like one of the highest selling systems ever. And that's because they sold it so cheap, because they made it with older hardware. Like, quite literally, it was a downgrade, basically, from the GameCube, which is insane. Yeah, people were giving them away eventually. And, you know, some people were, like, buying 2 or 3 at a time. Where you at? Game prices were also slightly higher, yeah. Why do you seem bigger? You missed, dingus. Ow, but you hit me there. I dodged, damn it. Ah, shit. Ow. That one felt like whiplash. What? Okay. Okay, whatever, game. I saw it coming. Wow, look at that. Just ate that damage. And he just ate my heal. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Oh, look at that. That might just be the better option. Just with the crest shield, just eat the damage. Oh, come on. Well, I'm gonna be here for a second. At one point, it was cheaper to buy a new system than the controllers is. Yeah. They were literally all about just, you know, try and get as much out of people with all the accessories, which is why they made such a huge why they sold it at such a discount, you know. Okay, he hit me twice for whatever reason there. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That was weird. Oh, that was dumb. I was trying to... This is a bad cycle. This is a bad cycle. Aha, you whiffed. Works. Still works. Hey, phase on. I will say... Oh, sorry. I can't pause, actually. Oh, gosh. And that's what I was... I saw him get ready to do that. I knew it was coming. Check. And a second hit kills me every damn time. 1, 2. Ow. Quickly. That's my last heal. I gotta get him now. Come on. And that's it. It was close, dude. First try. First try back for the night, and it was close. We nearly got him down. I'm sure I'll get him in the next one. Oh, did I activate the counter is the question. I did. Okay, good. Also, many houses, the first TV to become a victim was the end of it in that house. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I will say NSO content is probably the thing that gives it the edge over various other subservices. I think so, because it's a lot of classic Nintendo content, a lot of classic Nintendo games that people just don't really have access to anymore for one reason or another. So yeah, I would agree with you. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch Online stuff is actually really good for that. So best lost pick from the bloom. From the bloom of it was a father who put in prison cage on kid's bedroom TV because of it. Who put it in the prison cage on the kid's bedroom TV because of it. Wait. You put bars in front of the TV? English. Yes. Best lost pick from the bloom. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got to deal with these dogs quickly. There's one. Father who put in the prison cage on the kid's TV. So you mean as in he put the TV in or he went to prison for something TV? I'm confused. English, I know English is hard and so is typing. Trust me, you're in good company here. I do that all the time, but clarification, please. Oh gosh. There we go. Yeah, I think special hospitals and prison cage on TV protect. Crazy, dude. That's crazy. Although I feel like the cage, you could still whip a Wiimote through that, because I don't know like what sort of bars sort of situation you have on that TV. If you have just like bars over it, I'm sure you could still whip a Nintendo Wii, remote control. I forget what those damn things were called. But you could whip one of those through those bars pretty easily, I'm sure. You gotta set up like one of those like thick plexiglass protectors in front of the TV to really stop that. It also seemed like it was more prominent with like people who weren't gamers to do that. Because like when you saw like actual gamers playing with the Wii, thick plexiglass shield. Okay. But with metal frame cage, nice. Okay. But yeah, with the it feels like when you saw real gamers playing with the Wii, they'd just be sitting down on the couch, just doing like the wrist flick to do all the motions, right? When you saw people who weren't gamers, generally like younger kids or generally like people like casuals or like the older generations playing with it, they'd try and do the full motion and whatnot, and that's where you'd start to get into that sort of realm. But I feel like most like actual gamers, they'd just sit down on the couch and be like, yeah, this is fun, sure. But it's just them just doing this with the controller to do whatever action was needed for the game. Regular diamond mesh doesn't allow a lot through. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the diamond mesh. Oh yeah, that's not gonna let anything through. Particularly like a Nintendo Wiimote being sent like 15-20 miles an hour straight into the TV. Shit. I'm gonna start with that bullshit soon, huh? And aha! Only one. Very nice. Okay, it's a good start. Very good start. I really need to run at him when he does that. Whoa! I dodged and he still hit me. Shit. I tried to tank it, but then trying to tank it, it just went right through my shield. I think that's a little too far. I don't know why he even tried that. That's funny. Damn it! I didn't get the shield up. Ow. Did he go behind my shield, or did I just not have the shield up? Shit! Dodge, come on, man. No, you can go away. Thank you. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do. Thank you. Ow. Ow! I was out of your way. Hey, Dag, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, it's a little hectic right now. It's just a little hectic. Ow. Come on, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How did you... What? Oh, come on with that. Sorry, I see you talking in the chat. I will answer as soon as I'm done with this nonsense. Dude, you're becoming a real problem. Answer me down! No! Try not to die, sir. Literally fighting a dragon. What? That's stupid. Okay, let's try and catch up with chat. The tennis and bowling, it was sold as a form of exercise and whatnot. Spastic kids are not yet gamers also. Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'll be lurking while I do some power squats. No worries. Enjoy the power squats. Prove it. Right. Gonna play some World War II shooters tonight. Oh, nice. Which one specifically? Where you been at anyways? Dude, you always ask me that. I'm here where I'm always am, dude. Come on. Hey, Kalila, how you doing, buddy? How's your night going? Where you been at, Dag? That's the real question. Where have you been at? I hope you're doing all right, Doug. I hope you're having a good night. I hope the power squats are treating you right. Is Big Back Black Dragon being an asshole as per usual? Yes. Deglamon, another buddy from the Twitch side. But I am I'm working it, and I think I have it down. I think I have the right like outfit now for it, and I'm definitely gonna get it tonight. The question is it gonna be this time? Is it gonna be the next time? It's gonna be very soon. And then if I can get it like really soon for the night, I might be able to actually start working my way to the final boss. So, but yeah, how's your night going, Kalila? Hope you're doing all right. Stop with... That just looked weird, man. Left out the point, though. They really pushed it more on kids than adults. It seemed Kitty. Yeah, they really did. Yeah. Kitty also to many, regardless of rendering abilities and such. No, absolutely. That was their intention. I don't know why that was their intention. Like, I've never seen them be so family-friendly as when they were doing the Wii. It doesn't make any sense to me other than they just thought this was the time to really push. And maybe they saw that with the GameCube where, you know, really they saw a large number of, like, kids playing with the GameCube. I don't know. I really don't know. Because they really went, like, even compared to other games, or other of their systems, they went, like, really, like, young-aged kid market rather than just the more typical, like, you know, teens, you know. Like, 8 to 18 would be their normal range for the market that they're trying to sell to, and their parents. Whereas it felt like with the Wii, they were, like, really going for, like, the 10 and below. And, yeah, it was also, like, marketed to, like, the other, oh, yeah, are you in you know, are you an elderly home care? Get the Wii and you'll get some exercise right there on the couch or whatever. So, hard to express the impression from me as an adult seeing how it was pushed. Oh yeah, I don't disagree with you. I would argue that Kalameet is far harder than the final boss, but I don't want to give you bad luck. Oh no, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. It was a good push, but kids are hard on stuff, and there was no aftermarket to help fill the niche replacement need for that stuff. Dude, they didn't want that. Like, I think their strategy was sell as much of the console as possible and then try and push accessories out the wazoo. Try and get as many accessories out there as you could possibly get it and try and make sure that they were as fragile as possible so, again, the kids could break it. And then you're like, well, you got to get another one. You got to pay another $40 to... Because, I mean... What, their main Donkey Kong game for that one was the one with the bongo drums? I'm sure that didn't last long. You know? Yeah, plus cost of games being slightly higher was the rich kids' store. Where are the costs? I don't even know what the price is. I never got one. I kind of wanted to get one just because I wanted to get Twilight Princess. Because my dumbass thought it was only on the Wii. And so I was like, yeah, I want to go play Twilight Princess, but I don't have a Wii. And every time I try to get one, like, it was always constantly sold out. Constantly. I didn't understand why it was constantly being sold out. Ow. That was just dumb. Okay, he's gonna do that. Give me a chance to get my full heal back. Okay. No! I don't understand. Yeah, that helps. That so helps. I dodged. I really dodged. I'm also kind of tempted to try and keep him by the... If I can keep it... Ah! Damn it. If I can keep him by the wall, I can actually... I think I can, like, mess with his attacks a bit. Oh, come on. I thought I was out of his range. And there's no way to get out of this either, which is BS. But, I mean, the magic defense helps a lot. That might be my worst run. That might be my worst run. For sure. Back when gaming news was actually, well, news, they constantly showed the prices being higher on those games versus other consoles. Didn't help them at all. People will waste $1 on gas to save 4 cents on a... To save 4 cents a gallon by driving across town. Never underestimate the stupidity of buying public. Sure. True. True. It's also obnoxious because Nintendo's like notoriously bad for their sales too. Like they rarely, if ever, put their games on sale. If they do, it's normally like the smaller titles or the older titles, if you're lucky. And when I say older, I mean it's like 2 generations ago. Oh, you might get a sale on something. And like I know for the Switch, like anytime you want to do a sale, or anytime there is a sale. It's normally for their stuff. It's normally for like, oh, it's the Ubisoft game, the Rabbids one, or it's you know, Mario Strikers, or you're never gonna get like Nintendo or Mario Odyssey. You're never gonna get like Breath of the Wild going on sale, or you know, was it Kirby's Epic Yarn, or was that on? What was? It was Yoshi's Woolly World, I think, was the one for the Switch. But I think you get my point. Nintendo's like super notorious for like, they never put things on sale. Okay, this is the one, Dragon. This is the one. You've killed me too many times as it is. This is the one where I destroy you. Let's go. Hey, you whiffed. Nice. I can't heal now, though. He will attack as soon as I try to heal. And now. Why did I not... How did you still hit me? This dude, man. This dude, man. That's fine. You can waste your energy doing that. I'm gonna try and keep him close to the wall. Man, I was getting that dodge so well. Of course, I can't see you, but you get the shitty attack off anyway. Doesn't close to the wall mean camera plays? Yes, you're right. You are right on that. You are certainly right on that. Might as well. I probably didn't need to waste, or not waste, but use up the SS flask there. Okay, he landed right on me. Ow. Yes! We got it. We got it. You dead. Goodbye. The Calamity Ring. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. Finally. Finally. And 60k. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. That was a good run. That was actually a very good... I only used like 8 SS flasks. So I think I was starting to get the timing down. Worked out very nicely. Huzzah. If only Hawkeye were here. Okay. 3 of his arrows, very nice. Is this where the, hold on. I thought maybe there would be a pathway down to where the Hydra is. Apparently not. Well, Black Dragon Kalameet is done. Finished. And is that a chest over there? I don't know how deep this water is, but that looks like a chest over there. That is, in fact, a chest over here. And not a mimic. Huzzah. I knew you could beat him. Sorry, I was cooking. No, no, no. You are perfectly fine. You are perfectly fine. Thank you so much. And a Titanite slab. Very, very nice. Is that a little path over there, or is my eyes deceiving me? I don't think this is anything. Stop trying to kick. No, it's not anything. Have you tried the ring? I have not tried the ring. I just saw it, and that's all. Let's take a look at the Calamity Ring, shall we? The Calamity Ring. Receive double damage. A ring enchanted by the Orange Eye of Kalameet, the bringer of calamity, doubles damage received by its wearer. A useless ring befitting of no finger, best left unknown or at least well hidden. Yes. Wow, that's odd. Why would such a ring exist other than just, you know, here's some odd nonsense. It's the best ring because it makes everything harder. Sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it. And thank you for that Doom musical, Haas. I really do appreciate it. Ooh, I did not see you in chat. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Dude, I love that riff so much. How you doing, old hoss? I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. Extra precious, yes. By the way, so Kalila, what are you cooking? You said you're cooking, right? When you say you're cooking, you mean as in like food, right? Not that you were cooking as in like you were getting into something. Just today's dumb parlance. Let him cook. Let him cook. He's talking. That's the ring the bosses love. I bet. Yeah, I bet they love that ring. Holy crap baskets, man. So what is there left for me to do? I suppose I could go talk back. I can go back and talk to Hawkeye and tell him of my mighty deed. I shall first rest the bonfire and use up my souls, as I would prefer not to. I prefer not to die with them. And then I shall go and brag of my great deed at destroying the dragon. He's making meth, but it's okay. Oh gosh, it's medicinal. No, it's not. We do not condone that here. Arepa with steak. Ooh, that sounds great. Eggs and salad. Very nice, very nice. When you say salad, what do you mean by salad? The salad can mean a lot of things. Like, you mean as in like a proper salad? You mean as in like a coleslaw? You mean as in like a potato salad? Like what type of salad are we talking about here? You could just be talking about just, you know, regular lettuce, tomato, maybe a little bit of blue cheese. Like what type of salad? And we shall level, which we have the level, and I shall do one more into vitality. Huzzah. And then let's go ahead and repair all my stuff, shall we? Now everything's repaired and good standing. Warm German potato salad. Dude, don't knock it. I love that stuff. It's amazing. Damn it, now I want to make warm German potato salad, right? If it's anything... So, like, apparently, my mom... She's done it, like, once or twice. But, like, my mom's mom used to make, basically that. Warm German potato salad. That's just basically just potatoes that are slightly mushed and then just a ton of butter. It's amazing. I thought I saw something on the screen, but I was wrong. You can... Buy my vitality. There we go. Autocorrect? You could need my vitality. I'm like, wait, what? Hope you're doing alright, old hoss. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thank you for that redeem. I really do appreciate it.
Why? Thou hast defeated Kalameet. Wondrously played.
Thank you.
Lord Gwyn's blessing upon me. That beast will never take to the skies again.
Indeed.
Dragons shall never be forgotten.
Indeed.
We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 70 of our own.
Sure.
Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. At our twilight, old thoughts return, in great waves of nostalgia.
Aw. He's about to die. Caramelized red onions. Ooh, very nice. Over lettuce, tomatoes, and some sesame seeds. Very nice. The chat says knee. Yeah, we are the chat that says knee.
Farewell, proud human.
That's it. Now as every JRPG, your final task is to punch God in the face. This God had it coming, though. Don't feel bad. Yeah. I've heard. I have read a little bit of the lore on the wiki pages of, like, you know, Lord Gwyn and all that stuff, and like technically speaking, the Dark Soul is in fact supposed to bring about, like, the Dark Ages, you know? And not necessarily trying to light the fire and rekindle the fire. So, yeah. Yep. I am curious to see what good old Chester has to say, if he's even still here. You are still here. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, you. You have quite some nerve, or are you just thick? Fine then. What is it that you need?
I mean, quite some nerve. You attacked me, and then in attacking me, you fell to your death. You're an idiot.
Did you really slay Knight Artorias? I'd heard the Abyss found him first, but even still, that's absolutely treacherous. Yes, magnificently so.
He definitely seems like he's from Bloodborne. Holy crap. Did you talk with Syrian? Yes, I did. I don't remember. I think you can miss her interaction completely. No, I did.
I'll be seeing you.
I did.
If you survive your travels.
I did. Bye. No, I did. And I got her weapons. I didn't kill her. I just gave her the soul so that, and she gave me then the dagger and the golden sword. So I know I passed it. You may or may not have seen it. There's the dark silver tracer. This one applies poison. It's very cool. And I think this one is also like it's S rank. It's S rank for Dex, which is amazing. And then of course the gold tracer as well. There it is, the gold tracer. So this, I feel like this would be something that would be kind of crazy because you could set up a twin blade setup with this. And I don't know if you do the gold tracer in the right hand or the left, but man, it feels like this would be a crazy build to run if you know, basically try and work your way to get to here as soon as possible, and then you get this, and the next thing, like, you just all Dex all time, you know. Typing too fast. Yeah, no, it happens. Trust me, dude. Trust me. You are in good company. I do that regularly myself, so you are perfectly fine, sir. I should have probably just fast traveled. I don't even know. You know what? I'm just gonna go back to the bonfire and fast travel back to Firelink. I don't know what to do at this point. Right? So I've killed everyone. I have all four. I go back to Firelink and go talk to Framp. I think at this point would be the best way to approach this from here on out. Chester's actually the main character of the legendary spin-off Bloodborne Kart. What? Hold on. You're gonna make me look this up. Is that a thing? Tell me that's a thing. That would be amazing. I would get it right. Well, if I could, I would get it right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's a fan-made game. What the hell? Nightmare Kart on Steam, is that it? Dark Silver Tracer goes in the left hand and has a very unique moveset. From what I understand, yeah. Mario Kart would be the Switch 2's biggest launch game, but the Dusk Bloods is Nintendo's real system seller. What? I thought that was a fan-made Bloodborne Kart gets official release. Wow, gets an official release date with 12 racers, boss fights, and more. This was November 2023, so this is about a year or so ago, year and a half. Tear through Yarnham with a go-kart. There. Let's just show you this. Well, actually, maybe hold on. It was a meme. Oh, I mean, of course it's a meme. Oh man. But then some guy actually made it. They had to change the name, but yeah, it's amazing. Is it the Nightmare Kart? Tell me it's the Nightmare Kart. Because I searched Bloodborne Kart and Nightmare Kart came up immediately on Steam. Here, let's do this. Just to verify here. Is this what you're referring to? If so, it's kind of amazing. Let me actually, there we go. So stupid. Ah, it looks amazing. Dude in a wheelchair, of course, because why not? Overwhelmingly positive, and released last year. And it's, I'm gonna have to get this. I'm not gonna get it and play it tonight. I have to get this. I have to get this. This is amazing. And DLC has been announced. Oh my gosh. Announcing Nightmare Kart, the old carts. This free expansion DLC. Free expansion. Dude, this is clearly a whatchamacallit. It's a passion project, you know? This free expansion. Why else would you put it out for free unless you just love it? You know? We'll add new content to the game, including new mini campaign, new racers and karts, new tracks, new power-ups, and game modes coming soon. This was in February, by the way, of this year. So when exactly it'll come out, who knows? But yes. I'm going to have to check this out. Controller required. It's a free game, but if you want to donate, you can go here to this guy's coffee account. It's the guy who's apparently making it. Or girl, I don't know. Can't tell. Hello there, I'm Lilith. I'm a video game developer and funny Twitch person. You might have heard of the Bloodborne PSX Demake I coded. Okay. Half the page will be my first opening up to the tip jar. Any amount of donation will be greatly... okay, cool. Very cool. Impressive, actually. So, gotta give them credit for that. Okay, and then we'll switch back to here. I love when people just make a joke and then make something amazing with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a wonderful Omage build, right? Also what? I'm waiting for the also. There are amazing demakes of Dark Souls and The Last of Us. Really interesting. What makes people want to... Hold on. Not now again. You've got me curious. What makes people want to actually make a demake of like these games? Like other than just like you grew up in that era of like the PS2 and the PS1, and so you're just like, I just love that style for whatever. It's, you know, it brings people nostalgia. But like, I don't see any like kids getting into this. Last of Us make. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Like a good neighbor.
Shut up. Come on. Where's the ads? There we go. Hold on. Switch over here. Just because I want to show it. Wrong one. Wrong one. Thank you. Skip the ad, please. This is The Last of Us demake. The great thing about this is this very much looks like a Metal Gear Solid type of thing. Like just this Metal Gear Solid, maybe like a Resident Evil. Oh, no, I take this back completely. It's not Metal... I mean, maybe it is. Like, I don't know. Metal Gear Solid certainly had that feel. It was like 2D, top-down. Oh, yeah, this is definitely Metal Gear. This is Metal Gear playstyle right here. That's amazing. So the games, but build for PS1 graphics and mechanics. Oh, yeah. It's code that's accessible and dated enough to get away from the lawyer's right. Yeah, dude, this is seriously Metal Gear Solid. This I would try. So like, I'm not a fan of like Last of Us. I think it's extremely overrated. People who like it, great, wonderful, but like I just don't care. This I could possibly get behind, just because it's so reminiscent of that style of the you know, like Metal Gear Solid and other games like that came out at the time. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, all day. This is fantastic. Yeah. Is it on Steam? Tell me it's on Steam. 3 years ago. Rustic Games. That's funny. They even call it Kojima Edition. That's funny. Is this... Hold on. Is this even a thing? Like, somebody clearly made this enough to make this video. Can you get it? And where? I would prefer to try and work within the frameworks of like Steam or GOG or some like official thing rather than here, go to this random website that may or may not give you 12,000 viruses. Or not to. David Lynch used to say that not having money is the best thing to happen to an artist. I think that's actually 100% correct. Necessity is the mother of invention. If you're just given all the money in the world that you need in order to be able to like do whatever that you're going to work with, you're not going to innovate. You're not going to do anything interesting or intriguing. You're not going to have to try and think up of ways to like work around any sort of obstacles. You're just going to go, yeah, here's more money. Just throw more money at it and you'll get everything that you need. And just like, okay, I can just buy myself engine and not have to deal with any of the limitations of whatever that we're working with, you know? And so I very much agree with that sentiment, you know? For example, if you need to make an explosion and you have the budget, you just hire the explosion guy and that's it, right? But if you don't have the money, you have to find the way to express what you want in a creative way. I feel like projects like this have to do that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm returned, but at what cost? Cost of squats, apparently. How are your squats, sir? Disney Game Studios. Yes, no, absolutely. Disney Game Studios was the perfect example of that. Like they did something remarkable with and here's the interesting thing. They were here in my town. You know, they were developing here. And when I was in college, it was before, right as they came out with the first, gosh, what was that? Disney Infinity game, you know, and it sold like crazy. And it was amazing. It was wonderful. And then Disney was like, yeah, here's more money. Do it again. And they did it again. But then the issue was that instead of like giving it time and making people wait for it and want it, which is normally what Disney does under certain circumstances. At that time, Disney was more of like, you just milk everything dry until it's dead. And so that's what they did with the Disney Infinity games. And then they made 3, and then the last one was a disappointment and people were pissed. And then, you know, they didn't get the sales numbers. Eventually people were just done, you know. I enjoy the lurk tag. It's so incredible to see what a great game designer can do with a limited resources. That's why pixel art is so beautiful. While originally a weakness of the hardware, it became an aesthetic. Absolutely. And this is why I would like to... I need to get back into making my little pixel art game. But I've been sort of blocking on a couple things, particularly when it came to like the physics in Unity. But I'm working towards finding a solution for what I was dealing with. And because I know you can make some really excellent platforming games in Unity 3D, like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's amazing. Yeah, the issue is that like the thing that I'd set up was very floaty, and I need to still work with that. But I think I have a potential solution for it. I just gotta try and work with it off stream, get it figured out, and then get back to doing the game dev streams again. And I would like to actually get into doing some pixel art myself, because it would be nice not to have to rely entirely on like free to use stuff, and start focusing on like either making my own art or potentially finding somebody to work with who can make pixel art. Have you asked the narrow focus AIs about the physics? Never hurts to pump them for ideas. That is part of the thing that so I have two methods of which I'm gonna or 2 routes that I'm going to go down. I am going to start integrating some AI into my workflow for game design, which I haven't done yet. But I'm considering doing that now. And then I'm going to start those out there, because there's a wealth of knowledge on YouTube. Like, you can learn so much on YouTube, particularly when it comes to game design, particularly with Unity and Unreal Engine. So I'm going to look up some videos as well as go the AI route and kind of see what we can do. What are these sound effects? I'm getting some weird sound effects playing. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the video from the... Yep, okay, that makes more sense. Squirrel powered by a neural net tech, right? It's even the same with all kinds of art. You have to wonder why characters in Shakespeare plays are always describing the environment right. Because usually Shakespeare had very short time and a budget, so instead of constructing the scenery, the characters... Yeah, right, no, exactly. They had that a lot, where they just had really generally a basic play, and you had to rely on the actors to really, like, fill out the scene, and, like you say, like, they would describe things, but they would also have, you know, the way they acted as well, and how they reacted, you know, generally gave way, and so you'd have these actors essentially reacting to nothing, and it sort of showed their chops when they were good actors, right? And the same thing, you know, he had to be a really good writer and write the lines that he needed to be able to get across what you needed, right? The platformer is cruel. It learned by timing and made it harder. Future review, yes. It then became a way to engage the audience. Oh, yeah. Hey, Framp. Dankus!
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake.
You are an old withering snake, and frankly, the more I look at you, the more I don't like the look of you.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
I have them, sir. I have all of the souls.
Beings who possess these souls have outlived their usefulness, or have chosen the path of the wicked. As the primordial serpent, I implore you to defeat. Let there be no...
I've done it. Dude, what do I do now? I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe, Kalila, could you do... Where do I go? I've got all 4. Once we get a truly randomized platformer that just builds based on user playability, I think we'll have a new genre. I mean, we kind of did. We kind of got close to that with the auto runners on the phone, which is oddly funny enough. But I feel like we could possibly build something along those lines again, because it's really just a matter of you'd have to make it in such a modular way, but make it such that you'd build and I mean a shit ton. I mean, as in like potentially hundreds of modular pieces for each, preferably for each biome, so that then the AI could go, okay, the player's having a hard time, let's start throwing them some of the easier pieces. And as they keep going, oh, okay, so they're doing better, or they're doing better, okay, let's start throwing in some of the harder pieces. More enemies, more obstacles, more things you gotta try and traverse and get over. And then you start throwing in more and more and more, you know what I mean? Of course, you can just say it has AI to people to look at it, cough, cough, AAA Studios, and everyone was right. Everyone else right now, yeah. One thing that makes Framp so creepy is the snake. Yeah, the nose. My bad. No, you're fine. Warp. Okay. I have to... I assume I have to go down to the Lordvessel. Oh gosh, I hate this every time. I hate it. I hate it! Hate it. Okay, I officially lost my English ability. Dude, I mean, we all have those. We all have those days. We all have those moments. I lose my ability to speak on a regular basis. Or just jump in the hole. I don't want to jump in the hole. I feel like that would get me killed. Yeah, like the option menu. A scaled hardness level. Low, medium, hard, adaptive AI. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to offer the Lordvessel. Oh, that's right. I've got the witches. I forgot I had the witches gauntlets. Wanted all that magic defense. Still feel this requires more horsepower than the 5000 series to make it realize. Sure, good cloud service game, but meh. Oh my. Okay, they're not real. They're not real. Wow. The kiln of the first flame. Wow. This is very cool. I love the design of this. Oh, and it's these knights. Oh, please have swords. If you have swords, yes! I know how to counter you, sir. I'm so excited. Let's see how quickly you can die. Okay, your attack is slightly different. That's okay. It's okay. I can work with that. Okay. Your attacks are slightly different. Ow. Yup. Oh, you aren't dead after that? Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, sir. Damn it. Okay, so he does that faster. Okay. I think I can do it. One. And we'll do it again. Okay, you're not gonna do it again. That's okay. That's okay. Damn it, too late. Way too soon. Okay, I think I might do that. I think I might focus on that one. Ow. I knew it was coming, but I had to get some help. Okay, it's gonna do that. Didn't get the counter. The only issue that I have with these knights is that they aren't... Their moveset is a little different than the ones that I had learned to counter. There we go. Okay, fine. Don't give it to me. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Now I'm just gonna... that. Okay. Too expensive to test and allow cheap access, yeah. Yeah, he couldn't just like bite your robes and carry you. No, he had to, yeah, he had to do that and spit you out. Ramped his FA on, yeah, right. If I can get around some things, I want to make an AI that simply trains on dumb things that other AIs can purchase. Discount model work, just lack the funds. Like, so how, okay, see, this is the thing, like, I'm gonna have to look up, because I am curious about that, like, how you can train in it, because I'd love to train an AI on, like, pixel graphics, right? Or I'd love to train an AI on, like, just something, or not even pixel graphics, but, like, making like run animations and actual like sprite, so I could give it, so I could like make a pixel sprite character myself, and then hand it off to an AI, and I'm sure it's doable. Hand it off to an AI and say, hey, now make a sprite sheet of it running, make a sprite sheet of it walking, make a sprite sheet of it crawling, and then maybe you'd have to define like some sort of thing like, oh, well, it bends here, and like these are the legs, so like you'd have to give it some sort of animation structure, right? But then you could train it on a bunch of different sprite sheets and be like, oh yeah, here's a whole bunch of examples of running, here's a whole bunch of examples of falling, here's a whole bunch of examples of all these different things, and then create a sort of setup where now I can just make my own little sprite character and then say, okay, animate this, you know? Oh, he's got a big weapon. Ow, I knew that was coming. I completely whiffed that. Bonk, bonk. Thank you for dying. Wow, red Titanite chunk. Thank you. The knights respawn like normal mobs, so this is the place to farm Black Knight weapons, yeah. Something something, by the time I get this off the ground, we'll probably have full AGI to compete against. Yeah, that's true. But that means you'll have to deal with them after every attempt. Nah, that's also true. Speaking of which, I saw someone talking about testing SCADA systems on AI. I don't know what SCADA... That's a term I've not heard of before. What's a SCADA system? I'm curious. This could be hilarious. English testing an AI system on SCADA. That makes more sense, yeah. Image progression is something I can do fairly well already. Just have to find the framework or make your own UI for one. Yeah. It's still like doing long-form chemistry experiments at this point, though. Really interesting. I just think it's interesting. I think it's certainly an interesting line to be in. I've never really been that interested with it until like more recently. In fact, I actually have a... It's actually funny. He messaged me a couple years ago, but like I was not paying attention to it until like more recently. Not it, but like to my Facebook. But I had a TA in college, and I believe he was kind of like me. He had a degree in mathematics, and then he got into computer science, and he was really interested in AI, and I think that's where he ended up going. That's what he ended up going into. He messaged me a couple years ago, basically, hey, you have any interest in working in AI? Because he knew my background. He knew, and we had spoken on and off for a while. And so he was trying to potentially recruit me, or at the very least, you know, say, hey, do you want to do something together working on AI? Damn it. But at the time, I was just like, no, not really. I was more interested in game design and had very little experience with AI myself. So it's just like, I've got no idea. No, not really. But I never responded just because, again, like I said, I saw it like years later. Partly because I don't ever pay attention to my Facebook. So, yeah. They don't run after you for long, so just run past them and get to the fog gate. Okay. SCADA stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, a control system architecture for high-level supervision of machines and processes. It consists of computers, network data communications, graphical user interfaces, sensors, actuators, RTUs, PLCs, and communication infrastructure. Things that manage automation and control systems. It certainly sounds like it, right? Like, say, a pipeline setup, right? Or a petroleum plant, factory controls, etc. Right. Assembly line type of things, right? Sure, it sounds like the AIs that control current robots, but in this case, there's a standard, there's standards, etc. for this in the world, right? See, at this point, I'm also curious about, like, what's here. Like, this is such a cool design. Like, I don't want to just run right past it. I mean, I would love to get to the final boss straight away and just destroy him, which I don't think I will, but would be fun to try. Oh, speaking of which, there is the fog gate right there. We've got an axe boy. Haha, nice whiff, idiots. We have another. Oh no, it's a pikeman. It's a pikeman. Oh, he's got the Chinese. Oh, it looks kind of like the Chinese halberds. Ah, Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Oh, dude, you're cool. The music is amazing. And he killed me, like, super quick. I'm gonna have to look up this music, because the music's wonderful. It's a small area. Okay. Skada is the full back coating arena, as it is portable across a ton of different industries, primitive on some levels, but everyone has their own UIs and interfaces. Interesting. One open source version is out of Russia. Really? Oh. I know. I'm sorry. I did not do well. Also, I didn't even try to summon what's his name, Solaire, even though I know I saved him. So I did not end up summoning him, but that's my own stupid fault. I was not undead. Oh, invisible wall bullshit. I hate that. I hate that so much. I get you trying to give me a nice view of the area, which, don't get me wrong, it looks amazing. I love it so much. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I hate invisible walls so much. No matter how many times I hear that song, it reminds me of the feel, right? It feels, it's almost reminiscent of, like, Studio Ghibli, to be honest. That's what it reminds me of. Like, it reminds me of something that I'd see out of, like, a you know, Studio Ghibli Miyazaki film. It also feels so different compared to, like, some of the rest of the music. Like, it's either like some sort of Gregorian chant, like, screeching at you, or it's, hello. Or it's, you know, something that's a little overbearing here and there. The Ashen Lake is also just really good. I do love the music in the Ashen Lake. Goodbye. Unless they are running Flex by Oracle, then you have to learn how Oracle does it. Interesting. Just recall the nightmare again. Oh gosh, sorry. Those boys don't like you peeking under the hood, even as a system admin. Oracle? I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, look what happened to them when they sort of just gave out their stuff willy-nilly. You know, Microsoft tried to essentially take Java and just be like, yeah, it's our own Java. You gotta pay money for it. And they're like, what? No, we made Java. What's that? Is that supposed to be like... You know, I get it. Every boss has epic music that makes you feel like a badass destroying a monster. This is an empty husk of a man desperately trying to persist. True. Very true. Gads, my head is filled with useless things. I wouldn't say useless. You know, there's a use for all knowledge. Knowledge is useful, no matter what. The question is, when will you get to use it? In what instance will you get to use it? I'm sure there will be a time when you will need it. Always better to have more knowledge than less, in my opinion. So that's just me. Oh, ooh. So are these the knights that are like loyal to Lord Gwyn? I feel like they are. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, it feels like something that you would hear when a Ghibli character dies. Absolutely, yeah. To be fair, since I was there when that happened, Java was supposed to be open. Oh yeah, absolutely, Java was supposed to be open. Yeah, Microsoft ran with that idea. True, true. And then they made their own version, which eventually turned into C#. Which, don't get me wrong, I like C# a lot, so I'm glad that they did. Just kind of dumb that they were. I feel they should have named it something else besides Java. As an artist, can I give you a weird AI take? I would love to hear your AI. I do find that though that a lot of artists don't like AI. Like they seem to be like very anti-AI. But then some artists actually do like it. They're like, it's a tool. It's a tool and we can use it. So like, yeah, I'd love to hear it. What's your take? I had lunch with those guys and always had to hear them defending it. What, the Microsoft team defending what they did? But they made supporting NT a pain in the ass. I believe that. Absolutely believe that. I didn't think, yeah. Yeah. Gosh. Ow. As long as I don't fall, I will be fine. I will not be pissed. I will dude, Titanite chunks just up the wazoo. This is amazing. I've gotten like red Titanite chunks and regular Titanite from these guys here. Like I don't even have the expanded drops. It's just bam, here you go. Native Java, as it were, on NT servers was at best Goldberg insertion for compatibility. Really? Wow. That sucks. That's it. Yeah. Kernel panics. Oh yeah, I believe it. It's interesting to see how far they've come. But then again, at the same, what are your current stances on like how Java is now? I feel like Java now has certainly had some issues that I know people don't like. I know my work has had some real complaints about some of the upgrades to Java, and particularly like how they've removed a lot of things. Wow, this really is a small area. Is there anything else to this area? Ow, that's a... You seem to be actually most like the regular spear guy. That's actually... Yep. Ow, that's a new move. Come on, do it again. Do it again. When? Ah, and the counter. Beautiful. I love that. I wish they were all these spear guys, man. Goodbye. Blue Titanite. Dude, do these guys just drop Titanite chunks willy-nilly? That's amazing. Who do we send this beta build to test? The QL Labs? No. Oh, the Sport guys? Like the broken things? Yeah. Oh, they like broken things. Yeah. New Java, I don't know at all, really. I'm just dangerously aware of things. I see. Well, I got 10,000 souls. I'm very tempted to actually go back and just, you know. Although I can't put it into anything, so I'm gonna have to try it again. Here we go. Hello, Gwyn. I should have probably taken fire armor. Yep. Yep. I still dive hardware trends more than the code side, and then that's interesting. Yeah. I don't actually believe AI will replace artists for the same reason machines didn't replace the athletes. Can we make a machine that runs, jumps, swims better than the person? Yeah. Even in chess, the best players in the world can't defeat a machine. So why do we care about the sport at all? Right. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think AI will never really truly replace the artist. I think it'll just become yet another tool that can be used. Will AI be used to specifically make art? Will you see a lot more will you see a lot more things that will use AI art that's been purely made with AI art? Absolutely. Will it be as good as the artist that uses an AI tool to help them make art? I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, we are humans and we care about what's human. A work of art means something to me because a human like me is using his imperfect abilities to express something personal. Yeah. And although personal, I can connect with it. Yeah. AI is a tool, and as any tool, it can be used for bad stuff. Like, I understand why artists hate AI. It's because it takes their work without permission and makes profit. But that's part of it, but I think there's a lot of people who don't like the AI simply because they think it's going to replace them as an artist. I think that is a big part of that fear. I do agree with you that there is certainly some aspect to it where people are like, it's not just, but it's taking my stuff and using that as a base for then some other art that's other people are going to use. But I feel like that's not as much of an issue as people might think. You know, might take, you know, because it would learn on thousands upon thousands of things. You know what I mean? But I don't think it'll ever be a situation where it'll truly replace the artist. I think it'll just give people who can't afford to buy artists or can't afford to hire artists, you know, or buy the art is what I meant to say, for their products. And so instead they'll go, well, let's just get an AI tool to create some stuff and to render some stuff, and then we can work with that. And I feel like that's not a horrible thing. And you might find that it's a situation where they'll go, well, let's get an artist, like one or two artists on board, or have somebody who's like in charge of the art, and then let's have them use this tool to help like generate concept art or generate all this other stuff. Right? A bigger company that can afford to just, you know, pay the artist to come in will, but then the smaller companies will be like, yeah, we'll get the AI art. We'll have our artist who's going to be like the guy who's going to oversee everything, be the one to say, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is crap, this is what I can work with, you know. So I don't think artists will ever go away, just like I don't think programmers will ever go away, because I mean, programmers have the same sort of fear that, oh, they'll just get rid of us in favor of the AI programmer. The issue is that the AI programming is not, it's not horrible, but it also generally tends to have its own problems. It has its own bugs, and I don't think you'll ever get rid of that completely. And so you'll have a situation where you'll need programmers, and programmers will end up just using it as a tool, you know, for their programming. Straightforward, you know. I also wouldn't generally consider what we have now as AI. That's the other thing. I consider what we have as more. So, okay. Let me catch it. Hold on. Let me just catch it with chat quickly. The executives and others without the talent will opt for good enough, right? Sadly, this ripples into a ton of other areas. True. But I don't buy into the fear of being replaced, right? Like, for example, people using Ghibli thing as mega disrespectful, but that will never replace the Ghibli film. I don't think it's meant to. I think it's meant to just be reminiscent of. I don't think it's as disrespectful or intending to replace Ghibli Studio Ghibli stuff specifically. But we've already seen a pretty convincing robot doing oil painting on canvas. Not to be dour, just yikes. Where? Because I've seen lots of videos of like robots doing paintings and robots doing this, but then I look at the video very closely and I'm like, wait a minute. I can see artifacting in the video, and then I realize they've actually replaced and they've like rotoscoped in a robot over a person doing something. So I wonder, is that another one of those videos, or is it just, you know, or is it a quote-unquote legitimate robot painting? I had at least held out that physical art that requires talent, and that physical barrier would be at least one holdout. Yet, yeah. That's the curse right now. Yet, I know. Current is the magic mirror. It mimics more than creates. It won't create without a prompt. Absolutely, yeah. Also, I can see AI being useful to us artists. AI can be amazing to proofread your novel. Not to do it for you, right? But help you with the boring part. No, absolutely. I think that's true. I think there's other tools that you can also use as well. Like, you can also potentially try and create D&D characters and things like, and essentially try and put that into the role for like conflicts and things like that. And you can create some randomness to your novel that way as well. I've talked about this a little bit on Magus' stream. I think you can certainly do that. AI art as the blender of the styles can make something that will give ideas that you can interpret upon. True. People have been doing the Ghibli style by hand for years, but indeed, yeah. The one I saw came out of IBM Labs, but who knows? I don't know. Yeah. That's my thing. Like I've seen people sharing a bunch of, oh yeah, look at this robot. It's doing martial arts. Oh, look at this robot. It's pulling up all this corn or wheat or whatever. And then I keep looking at the video. And I'm like, wait a minute. I see the artifacting of the, and if you like play it out super slow, like you can see the artifacting of, oh gosh, I can't pause it. Of like when you can see like where the robot doesn't quite sync up with the human. And so like the person's leg comes out from behind the robot and you're like, oh, that's just somebody using like a robot to mimic. And so they've 3D modeled and they've done, and then they've done some sort of like, not necessarily mo capture, but like interpretation of the motion based off of the video. And then they just overlaid the robot over the person doing it. Not saying that all the robot videos are that way, but I've seen enough robot videos that way to be like, always questioning whether or not the video I'm watching that involves that is actually that, you know what I mean? Thank you for dying. But also to be fair, with the haters, I also understand people hating the whole AI artist. It's kind of like a guy getting muscle transplants and then calling themselves a surgical bodybuilder. I don't know how many people actually do that though. Like I do get what you mean. I'm sure there's going to be somebody who's gonna be like, I'm an artist, and they just use AI for it, and then they basically, yeah, go ahead and contact me for all your art needs, and then they just use an AI image generator for it, which is in itself, I would consider that fraud personally. It's like, I'm hiring you to be an artist. If you're not being an artist, if you're just using AI to build your art, and you're not telling me that, I might sue. In fact, not just I will, in fact, sue, because now you're lying to me about what work you're doing and what work you're not doing, you know? Well, this was just an arm, like most of the real bot tests, just an arm. I see. You know that Gym Bros would hate that guy. Oh yeah, sure. Also the argument that learning art is expensive is insanity. Well, I think the issue is that most people think they have to do the art school route, you know, and so they're like, I have to go to this like $80,000 a year art school where they'll then teach me all the stuff and the things, instead of just like, no, the way to being a good artist is to just do art and keep doing art over and over again. Yes, there's going to be certain techniques and styles that you will learn at an art school, but you don't have to go that route. You can just be working on art at all times, and then of course use the wealth of YouTube. Like with the age of information that we're in, just go look shit up and learn stuff. Do it. You can do it. Makes sense. They could be that close. Example is the robots for surgery and feedback pressure mechanisms involved. Yeah. Also, the AI made the art. Why hire the AI artist instead of... Exactly. No, absolutely. Exactly. And that's why I say I think it's legitimately fraud if you have an AI artist doing that. And all he's doing is just he's using an AI image generator to proc whatever he's creating, you know, and that's all he's doing. Now, if you're telling me that he, you know, that this individual is creating art, but like he uses AI as a tool, well, that's a different story altogether, right? Getting strange now as well if a digital artist is using Photoshop with the AI, right? And there's AI tools in Photoshop. I forgot about that. Are they just great plugins, or do they replace both software plugin makers as well as Finnish artists? Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I know you're perfectly fine, Kalila. You don't need to apologize. I always enjoy some interesting discussions like this. I know Shadiversity has talked quite a bit about it. Oh gosh. Really, you're gonna keep following me? When are you gonna back? Thank you. I'm gonna back off now. But yeah, like I say, like, if you follow, like, Shadiversity, he's talked a bit about that himself. And he is certainly an advocate for using AI as a tool and using it to help augment what you're already creating. And unfortunately, it is one of these situations where it's already out of the box. Like, you can't put it back in. You can certainly try, but it's too late. You know, the tool's out there. Yeah, it's a good discussion. Even if we're not in the same chat box, we have exactly. I'm reading it all out. You guys are basically in the same chat. You just can't read it for yourselves. But I'm trying to interpret. Yes. Please do the little counter animation when I don't need you to. That's fantastic. They're dropping stuff every single time. My gosh, this is where I need to be farming stuff. I guess my point is the control. As long as AI is the thing an artist can use for making their jobs easier, that's fine. The moment the AI is in control of the result, it's no longer your art. I agree with that, 100%. Also, Kalila says hi. Also, you can see the chat there too, right? On the stream. It's just too small. I have to full screen to read the combined chat. I'm sorry, vaping it. Kalila says hi. Also, remember, you can just skip these guys. That's true. That's true. And to be fair, I probably should just consider doing that if I'm going to. That's good music. Ow. Ow. It's so interesting that the hits that I'm hearing. Yes, thank you. Get cheesed on your own stalagmite. Stop with the rolling. How did you whiff me? That was really interesting. He whiffed. Ow. Come on, buddy. See what you got. Ow. 1, 2. My gosh, he hits hard with that. Oh, I rolled right into that. Come on, dude. I'm just trying to put you out of your misery. Ow. Dude, I'm hitting him hard. And he's also hitting me hard. Dude, we just beat him. Holy crap. We just beat him. Soul of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Holy crap baskets. Holy crap baskets. Wow. 70k souls. I didn't even have Solaire with me. Wow. Okay. You're doing great. Thank you. Booby, how you doing? Are we dead yet? Yes, I have died several times. I'll throw a hug in the chat for you right now. I'll throw an extra one right now. Also, I feel like I missed out a death. Damn it. I got so into the discussion. Oh my gosh. I stopped counting the deaths, didn't I? It can't be more than 470. That's when we were talking about the Scada. That was the first time. So I think this is my third attempt. So I died at least twice. At least. Just hit 5. No.
Hello there.
Hello there, Raw Dog. How you doing, buddy? You just missed the fight with Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, the final boss. Gonna add 2 because I know that was at least what I did. And then I'm going to hug the Ubi one more time, and then let's try and catch up with chat. Hold on. Okay. No. Doing great. Thank you. Are we dead yet? No. Okay, so basically you did it the hard way, so you see Gwyn has the easiest parry animation in the game, yeah. So wait. This is when you make a choice. Don't do anything yet. Thank you. Thank you. Wait. Feels amazing. Yeah. So basically, you can decide what to do. Interesting. If you use the bonfire, you link the fire and continue the Age of Fire. Interesting. Okay. But I'm pretty sure we missed several on the other boss. I don't think we did. I was trying to make sure I got it. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. If you leave, you allow the fire to die and start the Dark Age. Final boss A, congrats. Thank you, Rodog. I appreciate that. It's up to you. So when you say leave, as in what is leaving? How is leaving? Where is the leaving? I'll just leave the arena. I see. Okay, I'm pretty sure I missed several on the other bus. Maybe. Like I say, I don't know. No. It was a fun boss fight too. Like he's not a particularly difficult boss fight, but like the attack pattern is really cool. I wanted to see, because this is really what should happen. This is how it's supposed to happen. I'm the Dark Soul. I'm supposed to bring about the Age of Dark.
My lord,
whoa!
bless thy safe return. Let Karth and craft serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness.
And thus,
True dark be cast upon the world.
yes.
Our Lord hath returned.
Returns, you say. We did it. We did it. We beat the game. I'm very glad.
Your dog wrote an insensitive tweet. You can't eat here.
Uh-oh, Meg.
Thank you, Raw Dog. I
It's
appreciate it, dude.
just a joke. There's no such thing as jokes anymore.
Yeah, we live in a post-joke.
Okay, Snake Boy's ending. Yes.
You should just eat
Okay.
outside.
Emphasis emphasis I in that sentence, not you. Yeah. So I'm glad you chose this ending. Kath is the secret character you didn't meet. Yes, absolutely. They still look like some sort of goats with those flaps, I know, right? Absolutely. Here, I'm gonna turn down the music just a smidge. There are two snakes trying to get a different ending. Yes, yeah, right. Kath is trying to help you bring about the Age of Darkness, whereas Framp is trying to keep the Age of Fire alive, right? And that's how you get Dark Souls 2, right? So with this ending, Dark Souls 2 and 3 don't exist, right? That's sort of like how that, whereas Dark Souls 2 and 3 exist if you keep the fire alive and artificially keep the Age of Fire going. I know, I'm sorry. I was wanting to... Is there a Dark Souls 2? There is. Framp wanted you to link the fire. Kath wanted you to let the fire die. Right, exactly. It was indeed a joke. I'll give you a free one later, I promise. The only way to meet Kath is to never talk to Framp and beat the Four Kings before beating Anorlando. I see. Is that even possible? Is it even possible to go to the four? I suppose technically, yeah, right? You don't have to go to Anorlando. Can go and take on what's his bucket without having to go to Anorlando. You can go take on the other lady, right? The demon centipede, and then the bed of chaos. You can certainly go take on what's his name, the Grave Lord, if you will. And then what was the last one? What was the four? The Four Kings, right? There's the Four Kings. There's the bed of chaos. There is the Grave Lord. Who was the fourth? Brain, like, not functioning right now. You meet Kath in the... Oh! You meet Kath and the Abyss. You fight against the Four Kings. I see. Yeah, New Orlando is the only area without a golden mist blocking it. You just go there normally and beat the Four Kings. Yeah, you can do that from the start of the game. Interesting, yeah. That's cool. That is very cool. Well, I'm gonna have to record my deaths, and then when I play another Souls or Souls-like game, I'll just make that the thing, you know. I'll keep doing that, and I'll have to rewatch the stream just to make sure I know what the hell I'm doing, but or make sure I've got the right death count, I should say. What?
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead.
What is happening right now?
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they
Is it just
locked
immediately going into
to await the end of the world.
New Game Plus? Is that what's happening right now? It is. It's just immediately into New Game Plus. That's interesting. Dark Souls 2 is kind of its own thing. There's some connections, but there are not. They're not that close, I see. Like, for example, Ornstein makes an appearance in Dark Souls 2. Really? Who is that guy? No, that's right. I do remember that guy. That guy's the guy that he ends up dying trying to escape himself. It's funny that I've got.
Delivering payload.
Are you serious?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. Where? Where?
But the actual sequel is Dark Souls 3, but also the games are designed so you can pick any entry and not have to worry about the other games. He's Oscar of Astora, I see. Wow, 90k souls. Oh boy. So, okay, so here's a question. How much more difficult are the bosses? Are they just like more DPS, more damage? Like, how does that work? Yeah, this is why people told you not to fight Gwyn until finishing the DLC. Wait, hold on. But also the games are just, oh yeah. It just kicks you straight to New Game Plus. I see. And then, yeah, you have to try and deal with that nonsense. So, oh, and there's the stray demon. Hello. What? What? It's a trap. Mom Jeans. Holy crap baskets. Thank you so much for the raid, Mom Jeans. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. How was your stream? Let's type in, let's get a little shout out for Miss Mom Jeans. ET. There we go. If you guys are not familiar with Mom Jeans, please go check her out. She does a whole bunch of like retro games. I know I've seen you play Earthbound. I know I've seen you play Final Fantasy VIII, which is an interesting choice. Most people like love 7 so much, but it's very interesting to see you go and playing 8. And I know you're playing something else recently, and it's just escaping my brain because I'm just having one of those moments. What are you playing now? How was your stream? It was good. Some crazy stuff happened in The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead? Were you playing The Walking Dead, the Telltale series? Also, Zero EV, Mom Jeans. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And all the lurkers who came in as well in that raid. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yes, the Telltale games. Okay, so I'm not. Okay, let me put it this way. I'm not really a fan of the Telltale games myself. Partly because it gives you sort of like the illusion of choice, but it feels like they are all sort of like they all have the same sort of ending. There's not really a lot of choice that really matters. Yeah, you can sort of affect a couple people dying here and there, but yeah. But with that said, I know the first one, like that first Telltale games was actually really good. That's the one I played all the way through. And I've played I've played their other game, Batman Enemy Within. In fact, I played both of them. Both of the Telltale Batman games. And I think I played the Back to the Future one, but I feel like it got kind of samey after a while with the Telltale games. That was my only problem with them. So, did season 1, episode 4 tonight, so nearly done with season 1. Nice, very nice. Yeah, season 1 is great. I loved season 1. It was actually really good. I think they handled everything really well. And yeah, would absolutely recommend if you guys are not familiar with it. Do I still keep all? I do. I keep all of my stuff. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, I look at them as very well-written interactive movies, well-written till the later ones. Yes, actually correct, yes. Okay, man, now I will go to sleep. Congratulations on beating an old, senile, sad old man. JK, you did great. Thank you, Kalila. I appreciate it, dude. This is my first time playing one of theirs. Season 1 of Walking Dead is quite good so far. It is. In my opinion, it's probably it's the best that I've played. And the other one that people really seem to love is The Wolf Among Us. If you haven't played that one, I would recommend playing that one as well. I think the one that first started it off for them, though, was their Back to the Future game. They had a Back to the Future game, which is rather interesting. Again, like the same sort of gameplay. And then they did Wolf Among Us, and then they did The Walking Dead, and then they sort of like stuck with The Walking Dead for quite a while. Did they ever come out with season 2 for Wolf Among Us? I don't know. I hope you actually try Dark Souls 2 just so you can get your own opinion on it. Like I said, I like it. I understand why people don't like it, but it's fun when you get used to it. I see. Yeah, I have all 3 games. I bought them all when they came out, funny enough. Well, not when they came out, but when they got on sale and it got cheap enough. There was a time when I was buying everything and that was on sale that was highly recommended. And there's a lot of games that I've never touched. I think I'm pretty sure I've got several hundred games on Steam, and I'm pretty sure at least a third of those games, so at least about 120 or so, I've never touched. Because I'm just that guy that buys everything. When it's on sale, to be fair. Like, when it's like $5 instead of 60, you know? It's always just like, hey, but it's so cheap. I can get all this value. So, it's horrible. I was just about to ask if you've played that. Love that one too, Wolf Among Us, yeah. I have not played it, but everyone loves it. And so I know it's highly recommended. I want to play it, but I haven't yet. I'll write down Wolf Among Us. I should get some sleep, though. No worries, Mom Jeans. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Have a wonderful night, and hopefully I'll see you around again sometime soon. Also, Mahula has the best hub area music in the whole franchise. Really? Okay. I mean, there was some really good music there. I actually really loved the whatchamacallit? Gosh, now I've forgotten. But the Ashen Lake music as well as the Cinder fight. That Gwyn fight, the music in that was so amazing. I loved it. Isn't fun knowing that because you don't technically own any games. Sony can just be like, oops, you don't have your games anymore. Makes you think, right? I think, though, there's an issue of you would get a class action lawsuit at that point. I think people have technically talked about that. And I know there's certainly been accounts that have had that kind of thing happen in other countries. But I do wonder to what extent, if that happens, say, in the United States or in the West, in Europe, say, anywhere, where Steam just suddenly goes, yep, no more, you don't have these games anymore. Like, that's probably going to end up resulting in some sort of class action lawsuit that will hit Steam and hit any of these other digital platforms really hard if they don't allow you to, have it. So, yeah, I wonder about that. We haven't had to deal with that yet, right? We haven't actually had to legitimately deal with that where digital games will go where, oops, you lose your entire library because we've decided you don't deserve it anymore. Can't open it from this side? Fine. I'll just go kick the Asylum demon's ass. I should have actually rested and used up my souls before I... Oh, I can't level up here. That's great. Come on, dude. Let's go. Where you at? I know you're around somewhere. Yep. Let's do it. Let's go. See what you have to do. If only I hit you right in the ass where you're supposed to be hit. Dude, you're gonna die before I can even do anything else. Holy crap, you're dead, man. You're like a sliver of health. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Goodbye. Asylum Demon 2.0 and the Demon's Giant Hammer. I believe I missed that last time because I didn't kill him straight away. This time I did. There we go. Demon's Giant Hammer. You have everything from your past run except key items. That makes sense, right? So it's not gonna just give me access to everything. Also, funny enough, I have all the Estus flasks, so that's cool. So I'll be able to actually level up the Estus flasks even more now. But you can't let me, you're not gonna let me level up. Really. Really, you're not gonna let me level up. That is some BS if I've ever heard it. I'll deal with you in a second. You running to? I said, where are you running to? Thank you for dying. There's a scimitar. You can only level up in Lordvessel. Oakley dokley then. Well, does that mean the boss fight is... Well, I'm not going to have to worry about the boss fight now because I've killed him. Asylum Demon is dead. Right? So if when I drop down again, I just leave, right? I'll come up there to deal with you in a second. Hey, buddy.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness.
You can leave right now, yeah.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you.
Sure.
You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know.
Okay.
Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this.
Ah, there we go. Big Pilgrim's Key. Okay.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Oh, use item, yeah.
Now I must bid. I would hate to harm, and thank you.
Oh, have a good night. Have a good night. At the beginning, the new game feels so easy, but give it time, it'll catch up with you. Yeah, I bet. Okay. Well, have a good night, Kalila. I appreciate you hanging out and keeping me company. What, did he die? Did he go hot? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Obviously need to open the shortcut there. Here and deal with this. Ow. Thank you for dying. We're gonna have this poor soul. Yep. And it's locked. That's fine. Not that I really need to go there because I already have the rust ring. Pretty sure it's not going to take it from me. Well, here goes. And there's a straight even down below. Okay. Let's open the door. Let's get out. And then we'll save at Firelink. And then I think... So this really is the finale then for my run in Dark Souls. We beat the game. Beat the game into New Game Plus. I'm not going to, however, play New Game Plus. But or at least not now anyway. But it is certainly nice to have the game finally completed. And at some point, we might come back to this and do a New Game Plus run of the stream.
Ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
There's the Raven.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Lordran. Yes. There's the bell tower. And Firelink. Oh, really? Thank you for the follow. Zero MV. I think I said Zero EV earlier. I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Green Squadron. If you're watching on Twitch, which I'm sure most of you are, be sure to check out the rewards. I've got a bunch of video rewards there as well. As you watch, you'll accrue the points and you'll be able to call them out. It's pretty fun. Fun little addition to the stream. Lordran, level up and kindle the bonfires, yes. Huzzah. Can't warp yet, though. That's fine. Well, in that case, let's level the hell up, shall we? Now I'm at 35 with that. Let's put another one into strength, and we'll go ahead and accept that. Looks like I need 61. 20k away from there, I might be able to actually get a second level. Let me go ahead and... Wow, I've got everything still. That's amazing. Okay. It's still... Wow. Wow. I've got the Soul of Manus. I got the Soul of... I have the Soul of Gwyn. Holy crap baskets. I wonder if I can create a weapon out of this, because you can create weapons out of some of these souls. That's interesting. Okay, let me just equip some of these souls so I can actually not the fancy ones, just the regular ones. See if we can't get another 20k souls, and then I can get 2 levels rather than just the 1. Okay. Here we go. So I need 20k. So there's 2,000 right there. 5,000. So that's 7. Another 5,000. That's 12. Yep. 17. 20. Okay. So I will save the rest of these souls for another time. These are going to be quite a bit. So we'll just unequip these, and I'll just bring back the Estus Flask. 2 S's Flask, Homer Bone, and that might be it for right now. Gosh, I'm gonna have to live with just 10 S's Flask for a while. That's horrible. Anywho, let's get the level up, shall we? So we get 1 and 2. That is some BS right now. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Let's go kill one of these idiots, and we'll be back. Need 200. I'm like 200 short, which is some real nonsense right there. I thought I counted it out correctly. Maybe I was wrong. How much you gonna give me? 300. Perfect. Ah! Well, he didn't want to fight me, apparently. Okay. Smart move. Very smart move. I mean, technically at this point, I am the Dark Lord. So, makes sense, right? Okay, so there we go. There's 1 into Vitality, 1 more into Strength. It's, I might even go just 2 into Strength. Because why not? And it's gonna... Wow, it is still going to increase. That's actually really interesting. How much... Hold on. How much will... Dex only gives me 1, whereas Strength also only gives me 1. That's interesting. But that'll actually upgrade both of them. Okay. I want to get Strength up to 20, though, so we'll do that. Okay. Well, while we're here, we'll go ahead and get ourselves, you know, not necessarily equipped, but, you know, we'll chit-chat with people and get things sorted out.
Well, what do we have here?
It's been a while since I've seen you.
A new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation.
Oh, I know. I'm not the first one of me, sir.
You've done better to rot in the undead asylum.
It's New Game Plus.
But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually
two bells, yes,
of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town.
Yes.
Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this
it is indeed.
Land of the undead.
I'm still very curious, though, as to, like, what is the difference between... in fact, I've still got... Do I still have my Sunlight Maggot? Dude, I won't even need that. That's interesting. Okay. I keep forgetting I've got, like, 3 of these. Yeah, Pyromancer's not here. It's the bird. Hi, bird. There's the doorway that Framp comes out of. See, this chest is open. That's interesting. I'm just so curious to see what is new here. What's different? How has this place changed? Or is it even changed? I don't know. Is this just completely the same? Is there not gonna be whoa, look at that. Is there not gonna be any difference? Or is it just, yeah, here's the complete game yet again? Because I know that's certainly certain Japanese developers like to do that, where like, okay, now you've played the game, now play it again, and there's gonna be some major differences. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do the same thing here, if it's just a matter of, no, you get to start over again, but now you got all your stuff, and you're gonna do damage, and now harder boss fights, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Very curious. If there was some... I think there is somebody up here. I don't remember. Yeah, it's the dude we ended up bringing to justice because he betrayed the mage. Forget his name though. Nito. It's not this Nito, but this is the guy that we dealt with before going to go fight Nito. Wonder if he'll remember me or not.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted.
Not.
I am Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us?
That's right.
If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I don't care. And the shortcut's probably going to be closed off. I doubt it'll be open. Why would... I mean, maybe it would. I don't know. Nope, it's not open. It is not open. Okay, so let's just... Here's the game again. It does make me wonder about... Man, and I should have... That's one thing I was considering doing before I went on to take on Gwyn, was maybe I go farm some of that Demon Titanite. Try and see if I can't upgrade the Chaos Blade the whole way. I think I'll deal with Fire Boy. See me off. Easy. Easy peasy, and I'm not picking that up because I know it's gonna be like one of the crappy soldier elms or something like that. I think if you drop down here, yep, there you go. Go ahead and Estus Flask up right now. And we can grab whatever this... I think this is the ring? Ring of Sacrifice. Very nice. Okay. Okay, I'm not counting that in my final death count, but I am going to add one for the total death count. It's funny. And in case Fubi's here, there's the last hug of the night, Fubi. At least when it comes to the deaths. I also forget. Okay, come on. I'm actually gonna go take up Fire Boy quickly. What's that last guy? Oh, there you are. You're trapped. That was messy, but it works. Okay. I wonder if they just replaced all the items, like the rings and things like that that you generally pick up. I wonder if they replaced that with just like, here's some souls for you. I feel like that was not a soul last time. And this doorway's closed. Yep. Close this. It's just go back in. Go back into it. Ah, the Undead Burg. It's been too long. It's been too long, friend. Back to you. Pay for that. Oh, I could actually go straight to, straight down to blind. Well, down to. I think anyway. Wrong on that. You know, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go to that second whatchamacallit? Bonfire. Oh gosh. There's the red dragon. It's actually a wyvern. It's actually not a dragon. It's a wyvern. Man, I thought I got both of you. Well, you guys certainly have more health from the looks of it. I don't remember having to do 80 damage to get the kill. That's nice. Wooden shield? Okay. Maybe they just replaced some of the, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Second bonfire. And there we go. And of course that's going to be broken, but there is a step ladder down that I don't remember. Oh, that's right. Bridge. But guys, I think I'm actually going to have to call it there. All things considered, I think we did pretty darn well tonight. I'm going to have to do some recounting of the deaths to get the exact death count. But I'm with the game. I beat the game. I'm very happy about it. So, it'll be nice. It'll be nice not to be 30 more deaths. Click. No. Never agreed to that. We'll never agree to that, sir. Thank you very much. Oh man. It is so good though. It is so good to actually have the game done finally. Not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I did. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I think it was a really good experience. Yeah. But with that said, I've also been playing this since July of last year. It'll be nice to actually, like almost a full year. It'll be nice to move on to something else. And maybe we might come back to this in like a year or two and play the new game plus and continue on. So, yeah. And I'll just have to try and remember how to play the game at that point. So, but we'll have a good start. I mean, I've got a weapon fully leveled up. Maybe I can level it up more now that I'm in the new game plus mode. I don't know. I don't know about that. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. And like I said, it's so great to beat the game. It really is. Big thanks to everybody that has been here in the chat, starting with Twitch. As I said, just because it's just easier that way. Vaping It, Darth Faison, Deglamon, Fubiwala, Olhas. Else was here? Zero MV, Raw Dog, Mom Jeans. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And of course, a big thank you to Mom Jeans for the raid, as well as the follow from Zero MV as well. On the YouTube side, a big thank you to Kalila Ploy Ploy for hanging out and guiding me along the way to help me finishing the game. Thank you so much, dude. Really do appreciate it. And of course to the lurkers as well on both YouTube and Twitch. And of course, a big thank you to the lurkers on Rumble as well. The chat was kind of quiet on the Rumble side, but I do remember seeing a couple people filtering in, filtering out. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Man, I'm see. We trying to think of what I'll be doing moving forward. I do need to start focusing on Assassin's Creed Shadows now that we've got Dark Souls done. But at some point within the next couple of weeks, we'll start adding in a second game. I might go back to strategy games. I have not played a strategy game in a while. I might be. I have not played Crusader Kings 3, and I've been really wanting to play that. So I might actually do that. Or I might be hopping into something else. But I'm thinking a strategy game. potentially, but that won't be for a couple weeks out. So we'll be playing some Assassin's Creed for a little bit. And of course, we'll be doing the Sunday special, or Sunday special. Sunday special is another thing that a buddy of mine is doing for his channel. But yeah, the Sunday Fun Day where we do random games. Last week was Marvel Rivals. Previous week was Dark Void. I'd like to hop back into Dark Void again, so I'm pretty sure that that's what I'll be playing on Sunday, but we'll find out. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, Monday and Wednesday we'll be back for some more Assassin's Creed, and then Wednesday and Thursday will be Assassin's Creed. Friday will be Baldur's Gate with Magus, and then Sunday we'll be back for Sunday Fun Day. Trying to think of what else. That's it. If you guys have enjoyed the stream, please consider hitting the follow button, just like MV did. And yeah. So hopefully I'll see you guys around on Wednesday. Oh, actually, no. You know what? We're actually gonna raid out. So before I finish up, let's go ahead and raid out and see who is actually live right now, shall we? Let's go back to Twitch. You know what? I'm gonna send you guys to a friend of mine. I rarely, if ever, get to raid him. I'm curious if he's still going or how long he's going for. He has been live for 5 hours, and he's right now. See, I'd never see him up this late, so I don't know how much later he's going for. I'd really like to raid him. Doesn't seem to be stopping, so I think that's what we're gonna raid him. His name is Alien King. He's an old buddy of mine from Twitch, from watching in other people's streams, and we ended up following each other. And he's a very cool guy, and he plays a bunch of different things. And right now he's playing his way through Assassin's Creed Shadows, and you guys should give him a follow if you guys aren't already. Let me just set up the raid quickly. Alien King. And let's spam the raid message once we get in there as well. So be sure to do that. Yeah. So, as I said, thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I will hopefully catch you guys no more. There's going to be more deaths. There's absolutely going to be more deaths. But not for a while. I will come back to this. And I'd like to see the differences that I didn't do. But yeah. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful night, and I'll hopefully see you guys next time. But until then, this is Green Leader, signing out.